Hi guys, this is for the video for lesson 2-3, learning how to use the distributive property, okay? And it's pretty easy, okay? So let me give you like an intro to distributive property in like a practical sense. Let's say you and 3 friends, so 4 people altogether, are going to a movie. Each of you is buying a snack pack for $5 and a ticket for $8. Find the total cost of going for the 4 of you to go to the movies. Okay, so one way that you could solve it is to say, okay, so the cost is $5 for a snack pack and $8 for a ticket, and together so together that is $13, but then you're multiplying that by 4. So 4 times 13 is 52. So you add the 5 and the 8 together first, get 13, and then multiply that by 4 and get 52. Some of you figured out, well, let's see, I'm going to multiply 4 times 5 snack packs, and then I'm going to add on 4 movie tickets. And you get $20 plus $32 is $52. I'm going to make that look like a 5. Okay, you get the same answer either way. Basically, the gist of this is, let's go back to that first row. Okay, if you are multiplying a 4, an outside number, times something being added or subtracted in parentheses, you get the same answer if you multiply the 4 times the 5 and the 4 times the 8. And that's what distributing is. So this is imagining 2, and I don't know what x is. So I can't add x and 7 together first. So I'm just going to distribute. I'm going to multiply the things I can and then not multiply what I can't. For example, I can't really multiply 2 times x because I don't know x. So I'm just going to show that that's what I would do by writing 2x. Bring down the plus sign, and then 2 times 7 is 14. Practicing that again, 3 times m. Bring down the minus sign, and 3 times 5 is 15. The middle column, we have a coefficient out in front, but it doesn't change what we do. 4 times 2w is 8w, minus 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, 5 times 3t is 15t, plus 5 times 6 is 30. Alright, now the signs, if I have a negative number out in front, students start to get a little confused about the sign. So I'm going to show you this a couple of different ways. First of all, you can distribute the negative sign separate from the number. Okay, so I'll distribute signs and then I'll distribute numbers. So the x is positive, and a positive times a negative would be negative. The 9 is a minus, which we treat just like a negative. So a negative times a negative is a plus. Okay, now I've done all the signs, and I don't have to worry about signs. I just need to worry about numbers now. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 9 is 18. I've done the signs. I don't have to worry about positive and negative. Okay? The other possibility is that you just distribute as normal, and you just say, well, if there's a negative sign here it changes this sign. Usually the middle sign, minus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus, plus, plus. Usually we just bring that down. But if there's a negative on the outside, it changes all the signs. So this plus would become a minus. So negative 5 times y would be negative 5y. And then 5 times 8 is 40. And I've already changed this sign, so I don't have to write minus and negative 40 because that would be wrong. So either way of thinking about it, as long as you get the correct signs and the correct numbers, is fine. Alright, let's start solving some equations now. Now I don't just have the distributive expression, now I also have it equaling a number. So I don't know what x is right now, but because it's equal to 45 in the whole equation, I can figure it out. So my first step is going to be to distribute. So 3x plus 21 and bring down equals 45. Then it should look really familiar. That's just the basic two-step is left to simplify. So subtract 21, subtract 21, and I get 3x equals 24. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 8. Okay, so for the rest of this video, I'm going to do the distribution part, and then I'll do the rest of the problem quickly, but I won't be, basic two-step part, like from here down, the basic two-step is not really the focus of the lesson. I'm assuming you know how to do that. If you don't, go back and watch the lesson for 2-2. Okay, now checking any equation. You start off with the original, 3x plus 7 equals 45. And the way you check something is you take out the x and you sub in, I just found out x was 8. So if I put 8 in place of the x and then follow order of operations, I should get 45. 8 plus 7, I have to do parentheses first. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses first, 15. Then multiply that by 3, and I get 45, which is what I wanted to get. Okay, so I don't focus a whole lot on showing you how to do the check because it's pretty easy. Okay, so the next set of problems, again, I'm going to focus on the distributing, and then the basic two-step part. That's not the focus of today. So we've got a negative out in front. Okay, so if you like to distribute the negative sign separately, let's do that. So negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a subtract is a plus. Then we just have to focus on the numbers. 3 times n and 3 times 5. Okay, or you can say negative 3n, negative 3 times n is negative 3n, and a negative 3 times a minus 5 is a plus 15. Whatever makes sense to you. Then we're at a basic two-step. So I'm going to do this really fast. Boom. Instant. Done. You can always pause it if you don't like that I'm going fast through this part. You can always pause it and read over the work. But again, my focus is the distributive property part. Okay, in the next problem, I've got a coefficient here. That's okay. 5 times 2x is 10x. Okay, there's not a negative here, so I'm not worried about changing signs or anything. Just keep our subtract. And then 5 times 4 is 20, and that equals 100. And then basic two-step. Okay, this next set of problems, the only way it's messing with your head really is because it's playing around with the order of things. Everything's mixed up, but it doesn't change what we do. I see a 5 on the outside of the parentheses. That's where I'm going to go for first, and it just looks like I'm distributing backwards. It just looks like it's written backwards, and that's okay. 5 times x is 5x plus 5 times 8 is 40. So the order is messed up, but it doesn't change how you do the problem. You still do it the same way, and then it's a basic 2-step from here. Okay, last one. I do have a negative on the outside. A negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a plus is a subtract. Now I can do my numbers. 5 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 8 is 32. I might have just said 5. I meant 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then bring down the 80. Add 32 to both sides. Okay. So that should get you through our lesson for today. I do have the first 10 homework answers right here for you. Remember, you have to show work, so writing the answers does not count as doing those problems. As you can see, there's work to be done to get the answer. They're not things you're going to do in your head. They're not things you're going to do on a calculator. You have to write them out. You can use your calculator to help you do the calculations, but you're not going to just type the problem in and have it hit enter and get an answer. Have a great day. See you next time.